Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm doing a review on the Engage Strike Series boxing gloves. So check it out. Hey guys, Carlo here. Today I'm doing a review on the Engage Strike Series boxing gloves. I got mine in the white, black, and orange colorway, 14 ounces in lace up. You can also get these in Velcro, anywhere between 8 and 16 ounces, as well as an additional blue colorway. It's made of full synthetic leather with 3 layers of foam padding over the knuckle area. That is between medium to firm density. And I believe the gloves are manufactured in either Pakistan or China. There's no actual tag on the inside of either glove that indicates where it's manufactured. But if I were to take my best guess, it would probably be Pakistan or China. Now, from a design and size standpoint, I would say that these are on point with other 14-ounce gloves. It's not overly compact and it's not a huge glove by any means. If I were to say sizing-wise, these would be kind of similar to like the Sabas Super Soft gloves in terms of profile and the height and width of the glove. Now, from a design standpoint, you do have the Engage Industries logo that's written vertically in black down the back of the glove. The synthetic leather on here definitely reminds me of like the Rival microfiber, if you want to call it. It is very nice, premium, has a very thick feel to it. And I would say that the material has more of a matte finish. It's not shiny at all, it doesn't have a sheen to it. And it does have kind of a leather-like texture that they developed with actual synthetic to give it more of a leather-like feel. The back of the wrist support is flat, so it does have a flat cuff on the back of the wrist. And again, this black is a synthetic leather as well. Feels very nice and thick. Has a much more premium feel, which is one of the high points with this glove, which we'll discuss when it comes to the actual cost of this glove here in a little bit. The inside liner is a Tricot inner liner in orange. Looks really nice and clean, and there's actually a little slogan in there that says "one more round." So you have that on the inside, which I think is pretty cool when you have these delaced and you're about to slide your hand in. So say for example, your coach is about to put these gloves on for you and tie them for you. You know, you're about to slide your hand into the glove. You do have that little slogan, probably just a little bit of a reminder, a little extra motivation. So I do like the fact that they put that slogan. You don't really see any other companies do that. So kind of a cool idea and very unique in terms of putting that right there on the entry point at the bottom of the glove. So you have that. You also have a QR code, Striking Collection, Awaken the Fighter Within. And you can use your phone to scan that QR code. And it'll basically bring up the Engage website with the Strike Collection. Also right here, it says Engage, suppliers of technical fight gear and sportswear. Developed alongside world-class coaches and athletes. You also have coaches approved with an Engage, looks like a little globe. Again, Engage. So you can definitely tell they're very proud of that, and they have that written down. Wrist support, I'd say, is about 1 inch of firm density foam on the back of the wrist. You also have a softer foam that lines up against your hand. Inside, again, similar thing, about 1/2 inch of firm density foam with a softer foam that lines up against your skin on both sides. Double stitching, black piping, long flat black laces with plastic tips at the end. You do have the white piping around the orange thumb. Grip bar on here is medium in size and density. Wish it was a little bit larger, but you do have a grip bar, ventilated holes on the inside of the thumb with an attached thumb as well. To me, this is probably one of the better looking gloves. My personal favorite in terms of just aesthetics from Engage. I love the white, black, and orange. You'll also have that split orange thumb with the black and the orange at the bottom. But I think to me, this has more of that classic boxing glove look, that contemporary boxing glove look, you know, with the colorway and just there's not a ton of graphics all over the glove. Now, I guess you could say there's a lot going on the inside palm side of the glove, but overall, I just think this looks awesome. I did a review on their WIP series gloves a while back, and those were cool gloves too, but I definitely think these look a lot better. And I think this is kind of like their or a mid-tier glove when it comes to a boxing slash striking glove. Quality wise for synthetic, I think the glove is really nice. There is a little bit of a scuff here, and that is actually my fault. I wouldn't say that this is actually necessarily from like premature wear. I think I put this on top of a keychain inside of my gym bag, and it ended up scuffing the synthetic. So that's not something that happened from me using the gloves. I was being a little careless with the glove when I put it in there. But I've been using it. You can see there's a little bit of staining with the glove being white. Obviously, these tend to get dirty quicker, and I have that little scuff, but it hasn't done anything more. It hasn't grown, so it's not like the more I've used the gloves that this has split open. But this microfiber on here, or this synthetic, should I say, is very durable, especially because I feel like this is pretty much similar, if not the same, as what like Rival uses in their gloves for synthetic. And over the years, obviously more recently, you're starting to see more companies use synthetics of better quality. It's not so much like the really cheap commercial, like the stuff that you find at like Walmart with the entry-level Everlast, the budget Everlast, the budget Venom stuff that just feels really thin and tacky, and it feels like it's just gonna rip after your first session using the gloves. These definitely feel thicker and can last definitely a lot longer than those. But quality-wise, pretty good overall. I mean, there's some stitching on the inside, like where the thumb meets the index finger, that could probably been done a little bit cleaner. But other than that, stitching on the palm looks really good. Inside where the split palm is, the black and the white meets, everything looks good there as well. Same thing with the thumb, no issues right there. I did put these on the scale, and both gloves are slightly overweight. I believe the left glove was at 14.8 and the right glove is like 14.2, and these are 14-ounce gloves, so they're a little bit overweight in that regard and not exactly on point with each other. So obviously weight could be something that's dialed in a little bit better. In terms of the balance of the glove, it's not a top heavy glove, so if you grab it from the back or from the front of the glove, it doesn't have any type of sag. Now obviously if I were to sit here and try to bend the gloves, they will bend, but they do a good job of distributing the wrist support evenly throughout the middle of the glove. So it's not just all down here and then all the weight towards the front of the glove. You have the weight distributed towards the middle, which is typically what I like to see. It just doesn't make the glove feel very floppy. And it also means that you have a little bit more support in kind of this midsection and the lower portion palm of your hand. So overall, quality on these are really solid, especially for a synthetic glove. Rooms of improvement would be the weight and then some stitching on little areas, but nothing that really throws a red flag in my opinion that I would say, okay, that's a huge deal, that's a big problem. Inside liner is really nice as well. Comfort wise, sliding my hand into the glove, they are a very comfortable glove. I think the area that I feel makes this glove even more comfortable is the liner. It has a very nice smooth silky liner. No issues with the material bunching up in the hand compartment. They do a good job of giving you a pretty deep finger compartment with an extra neoprene pad, so you don't feel the stitching on the inside of the finger compartment. Width-wise, I'd say it's perfect. Not too wide, not too narrow. They do offer this in 16 ounces, which would be the next size up from these 14. So I can imagine if you have larger hands, longer fingers, you would probably want to go with the 16. Although these 14s fit me really well. I don't have any issues with any type of pressure points or discomfort with the gloves. Thumb positioning is good as well. Nice parallel thumb. The piping right here is a little bit on the tight side, so it's going to take a little bit more time for me to break that in. Especially with my hand wraps on, I did see a little bit of a mark on my thumb because this piping was a little bit on the tighter side. Wish they would have brought it up a little bit more so that you don't have that. But in terms of positioning and thumb being pulled in, it feels really good. You can also see that the attached thumb does its job. It doesn't pull the tip of the thumb all the way down to where the tip of my thumb jams into it when I land a punch, but it does its job from preventing the thumb from flaring out and poking somebody in the eye if you were to use these gloves for sparring. So overall, a very comfortable glove. Protection and performance wise, this foam on here is kind of on the medium to firm side. The more you use these gloves with that 3 layers of foam, it'll really soften this up. You can also see that the glove takes a little bit of time to break in. It's not a fully softened, broken in glove when you first get it. And you can see that it's gonna take a little bit of effort for you to open your hand if you wanna catch a shot. So it's gonna take a little bit of time for that to happen. And I oftentimes feel that a synthetic glove like this one compared to leather, oftentimes doesn't get the same, it takes longer for this material to loosen up and kind of gain some flexibility compared to genuine leather, which is obviously like a real skin. So with leather, the more you use it, the more you sweat in it, the more you land your punches with that leather, it'll kind of stretch out. And I feel like with synthetics, they don't have that same property. I mean, they do to a certain extent, just not as flexible as leather. It's just like some of these old leather gloves that you would have for 20 years and you keep them in good shape. You'll notice that the leather after 20 years has really softened up to the point where it just feels very loose and it has a very a soft feel, where synthetic, you typically don't get that level of breaking in with synthetic, but it does take a little bit of time. I'd say that the gloves do a good job of protecting your hand. I'd say shock absorption is one of the better features. One thing I'm not a big fan of is that the punch surface is a little bit more rounded out. And I had to kind of roll my hand a little bit over to kind of land on my two front knuckles, because you'll notice the first thing that kind of peeks out is going to be this lower portion. So, you know, the glove does a good job of absorbing shock, does a decent job of giving you pop and feedback. It's by no means a horsehair glove. You're not getting a glove that is extremely soft to where you feel like your knuckles are going to pierce right through, and you can feel that on your target. So I'd say that this is more of a good training glove that works well with all of your heavy bags, densely filled heavy bags that aren't super soft. This definitely excels with those type of those bags as well. You know, for sparring, I personally did not use these gloves for sparring, but if you were to use these for sparring, I definitely feel that these would be good for that as well, especially in the lace closure, because you don't have to worry about the Velcro coming off and snagging onto anything. You can get these in both 14 or 16 ounces, so the weights are definitely there for a sparring glove. So cost-wise, it's probably one of the best parts as well. This glove is currently reduced at $59.95, so if we round up, these are basically $60 gloves. And quite frankly, this is probably one of the better $60 gloves in that price range that I've used. It kind of checks off, you know, all the boxes. Quality's solid, comfort's solid. You know, it has a couple little things here and there that, you know, that I would, you know, improve. But at the price point at $59.95 compared to what else is out there, this is a really solid glove, and I think it looks awesome too, especially at that price point. If you were to go, you know, and spend $60 on another glove from a different brand, it would probably be synthetic as well, or it may be like injected molded foam. It might not have the same features, or the quality just wouldn't be there. So I could definitely foresee this being on the list of like top 10 budget gloves whenever I decide to make that list. But definitely great bang for the buck at the price point. So if you guys have any questions or comments, you guys know what to do. Put them down below. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Engage Strike Series boxing gloves. I'll see you guys later. Take care.